Hello everyone, welcome to the Only Watches channel. Tudor was introduced in 1946 as Rolex's inventor Hans Wilsdorf's attempt to get into the middle market. Tudor watches resembled Rolex's, but were cheaper to produce, and did not employ Tudor's own in-house movement. It proved to be a viable strategy. Tudor became immensely successful by capitalizing on Rolex's name recognition while maintaining its own distinct identity. Today's video, we'll go through the top Tudor watches that you can buy this year. Additional product details can be found at the links I've provided below. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Tudor Black Bay P01. During the 1950s and 1960s, Tudor supplied timepieces to the United States Navy and the French Marine Nationale. The latter contacted Tudor in 1967 to request changes to the Oyster Prince Submariner, reference 7928, due to problems with the crown and the bidirectional bezel. Tudor produced this watch, codenamed Commando, with a novel claw mechanism at 12 o'clock that, when activated, allowed the bezel to be removed. The official story is that the U.S. Marines put the watch on the back burner because of its high price tag, but rumors have it that the watch's complexity turned them off. The watch became so famous that a Japanese company tried to pass off a replica as the real thing, and Antiquorum sold what it claimed to be an authentic Project Commando timepiece twice, in 2001 and 2004, before realizing it was a forgery both times. The Commando, with its distinctive crown at 4 o'clock and claw at 12 o'clock, which now only locks the bezel rather than removing it, and its hefty, nearly ovoid design, went into production for the first time in 2019. It's a Marmite timepiece with a backstory worthy of a Marvel superhero. Number 2. Tudor Pelargos FXD. This specific steel Black Bay was first released in 2018 and was seen as Tudor's attempt to break into the submarine market. Its sophisticated presentation belied its retro components, including a 39mm casing, an enormous crown from the 1950s, and snowflake-shaped hands from the 1970s. Full bronze plating occurred in 2021. The chocolate brown dial and bezel are only the beginning. The innovative T-Fit quick adjustment strap, which allows the band to be adjusted in over 8mm across 5 places with no tools required, is also fantastic. Julian IV, a maker of haute couture ribbons, spun a matching fabric strap for it on 19th century loom, and it only costs $4,625. The Swiss organization COSC has certified the watch's mechanism. Number 3. Tudor Heritage Chrono Blue. Although the Black Bay got all the attention, it was the Heritage Chrono, released in 2010 to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Tudor's first chronograph, that really got the company back on track. In 2013, a new, better blue variant was released. Let's just say this isn't your grandfather's watch. The 1973 Monte Carlo was its forerunner. Chronographs of the 1970s were more fantastical in appearance than classic automobiles, with vivid colors, geometric lines, and eye-catching design. Tudor has used those specifics to create this modernization. The watch's bidirectional bezel allows for both a standard chronograph function and a second time zone display on the distinctive dial, which draws inspiration from the design of the Monte Carlo roulette table. The 42mm casing means it's not for everyone, but if you're tired of Black Bay watches, it's a good alternative. Number 4. Tudor 1926 Collection. The fact that Tudor also produces dress timepieces may come as a surprise to some. This group of pieces represents the starting point for Tudor. The name Tudor alludes to the year that Hans Wilsdorf came up with the concept, and Tudor uses Solida, or ETA movements, but only ones that have undergone accuracy testing. If you're looking for your first mechanical watch, look no further. The dial is simple, with a combination of indices and Arabic numerals. There are no bright colors. Nevertheless, the bi-color variations provide a dash of personality. It's hardly a collection that will blow anybody away, but if you need something that will take you from the office to happy hour without breaking the bank. Number 5. Tudor Royal Collection. While the day window at the top of certain models appears pure date, the integrated bracelet and twisted bezel of this series are reminiscent of another Gerald Genta design named after a tree. This is an excellent sports luxury timepiece, even when compared to others. Depending on how heavily you want to embrace the 1970s style, you may pick from a wide variety of available iterations. Those who aren't afraid to stand out can't go wrong with this stunning champagne dial bicolor. A steel-only version is also available for those who want a subdued appearance. All Tudors manufactured after 2020 come equipped with a modified Cellulite caliber and a Niviflex barrel spring, both of which are completely non-magnetic and a 5-year guarantee. Therefore, less time in the forge and more time on the wrist. Number 6. Tudor Black Bay GMT S&G. Even though Tudor is now its own brand, the GMT Master 2D is clear in this design, especially considering that Tudor introduced the first steel version with a Pepsi dial in 2018. The actual name for this 2022 refresh is the S&G, which stands for Steel and Gold. But because of Rolex's discontinued black and brown bezel GMT Master 2, it's more often known as the Root Beer. Although brown leather or fabric straps are available, the design truly shines on the two-tone version. The polished gold in the center of the bracelet matches the bezel and crown, giving these sturdy sports watch an air of opulence. Tudor's first GMT has the 70-hour power reserve of Tudor's in-house manufacturing caliber, MT5652. The 41mm case is 15mm high on the wrist, making this a hefty beast of a watch. But when you're wearing something this special, you want everyone to pay attention. Number 7. Tudor Submariner. That is not an error. You can still get this watch on pre-owned marketplaces, even if Tudor is too afraid, or hasn't yet been too afraid, to utilize the Submariner brand. The 7016-0 is the specific model you need. It replaced the 7928 and entered service in 1969 due to requests from the Marine Nationale for a more readable dial than the 7928. This watch has the first appearance of the snowflake hands. This is the first time that Tudor has ever utilized ETA. Although the dials were prone to bubbling, collectors now prize this flaw and even mention it in product descriptions as proof that the timepiece is an authentic, unaltered vintage. However, 7016-0s are pricey, retailing for over $19,000, whereas a vintage Submariner can be purchased for roughly $6,300, making the latter seem like a bargain in comparison to the other watch that shares the same name. If you guys like this video, or if this video helped you, please give the video a like. Links to all the products mentioned are in the description below. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, I will see you guys later.